All right. I was going to do an article on this subject, and I'll probably do an article on this subject tomorrow. I don't like that. There we go. Yeah, I coughed. Yeah, okay. I smoked a cigar right before I came on the air. Anyway, I'm probably going to do an article on this tomorrow. I'm going to call it Article Insanity. But I'm going to do this now because the information has to get out. If you look at the description up there, you'll see a link and some information about tonight's radio show with APRI. The only thing that's changed is we got some things that we're having to set up because it's going to be a difficult show. So it won't be at 6 o'clock Texas time. It's going to be at 8 o'clock Texas time. I suggest you call in the number. If you don't press 1, you won't be asked to speak or anything. If you just want to listen, just call in and listen, and you'll get some hard, fast information. We've been doing some hard, fast, red pill, hardcore information systems, okay? And the last video I made, people said that I wasn't looking, or one person said I wasn't looking directly in the camera. I needed to address it closer. That's because right up here, there's a little dot you can't see, and that's the camera. And when you're just looking at, you're just looking at the face of the phone, then it looks like you're looking down or away. I'm not looking down or away. I'm looking right at you. Okay, now, the reason I call this video Insanity is because I got a call this morning from someone, and she had been informed by a relative that, now get this, I want to articulate this. President Obama called the premier of China. And when he did that, he said, well, the impeachment didn't work. We're going to have to release the virus, okay? Now, I want to analyze that statement, okay? The former president, Barack Obama, made a phone call to the premier of China, Wan Hung Lo or whatever his freaking name is, and said that. And so the premier of China leans back and he says, also, I need to release an honorable virus to kill Americans. How do I do this? I got it. I'll release it in one of my largest industrial centers in the country and kill half the people, and then the infection rate will spread worldwide, eventually getting to America. That is insanity. That's what that is, fellas. That's insanity, okay? I've always maintained, and I always will, that probably how this virus got out is one of those people who try to eat rice with chopsticks opened the wrong mayonnaise jar, and this thing got away from them. All countries of any wealth or abilities invest in biological warfare. God knows why. We need to find a long, tall tree and a short piece of rope, and we need to round these people up. Okay, that's what we need to do. But that having been said, I'm going to give you some short instructions here that's going to help you. My job is to help calm you down. I had a real good long night's sleep last night. I'm having cocktails right now, relaxing and everything. I've got a nonstop. So in fact, I'm eating better right now than I ate before the virus. I had a shrimp cocktail for lunch today. I haven't had a shrimp cocktail in, oh God, the last time was with my son Wilbur out in California for lunch. All right, so we've got a shelter-in-place order where I'm at in Bell County, Texas, and believe me, I'm sheltered in place. The only time I've been out of my house in 8 days was to check the mail yesterday, okay, and I went and checked the mail, and there wasn't anything in there substantial or anything like that. But I'm really sheltered in place. I have a routine. I get up in the morning, I make coffee, I light a cigar, I make the dog a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which she's becoming quite fond of, actually, and everything. And then I start writing and communicating with people and listening to what's coming over, the tube and everything. When you read something on Facebook, remember, you're reading it on Facebook. That is not a news organization. And that is set up for people to put things like Obama's talking to the premier of China about killing all the Americans, okay? You start reading into these conspiracies and stuff, and you start going crazy. You want to do things like shoot young girls who defecate on your porch out of revenge. You want to do things like solder your doors shut. You know, all these, don't do that. Franklin Roosevelt said, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And that's true. That's true. You go to your local grocery store, what is more likely to happen to you? That the coronavirus is going to get you, or the mobs clamoring for toilet paper are going to get you? And speaking of toilet paper, that shows just how strong the American psyche is, okay? We got this thing coming down, and right away, most Americans thought about their assholes. That's a fact. That's a fact, okay? We've got to pull our, being calm. I'm totally happy. I didn't like to go to the grocery store practically every day and pick up milk and eggs and all this stuff. And I'm learning all kinds of tricks. Oh my God. You wouldn't learn to understand the tricks I've learned. For instance, I got, my wife wanted me to get a bunch of toilet paper, and I fought it, but I finally went and got like 8 bundles of toilet paper, which I use like maybe one roll a month, so I'm stocked up till 2016 or so, you know. But it was all single ply. That was all they had, not double ply, Sweet Charmin, you know, powder your butt. And I discovered that when you buy single ply, you get more toilet paper. In fact, you get twice as much, actually, twice as much. I've been using the same roll of toilet paper for a week, and it hasn't diminished. Think about that. Now, if you got 2 plies of toilet paper, you got so much, and the roll's the same size. When you got 1 ply of toilet paper, one thickness, then you've got literally twice the toilet paper. And frankly, I don't want to get detailed on this. I'm not an expert, but it seems to wipe better, okay? Has a little bit more abrasive content, which is what you need, okay? But the main thing about this is when you hear crazy things, the country's under martial law. No, it's not. No, it's not. They would announce it. They would announce it. And then if they ever do, for little regions or state or maybe the country, who knows, you know, people are going to panic when they see the National Guard walking up to their doorstep and think, oh my God, here they come to get my guns. No, they're not going to get your guns. They're probably going to hand you that dang TV dinner that they've been instructed to hand out to everybody in your neighborhood. Okay? The virus is serious when you catch it. It's not as prevalent as the flu. You know, you notice how they don't give you any flu numbers? Because if they ever gave you flu numbers going on right now, you go, what? Because we've already lost, I think, 8,000 Americans since New Year's to the flu. Okay. It's also, its weaknesses, it seems to contain itself in areas. In other words, an entire nursing home, a family. New York City, you know, that goes without saying. Stuff like that. It doesn't fly from house to house. And it hasn't applied for a driver's license. You got to go out and get it. Now, I wash my hands a lot more than I used to. When I get packages at the door every day, 2 or 3. I've got stuff over here I've never eaten in my life from the Mormons. I got pounds and pounds of biscuit mix, Joseph Smith biscuit mix, that I think it even has syrup in there somewhere. I've got more Vienna sausages than I will ever eat. I've got from my son in California, I got a case of gravy in a can. Open it up, warm it up, even salt and pepper it if you so desire and everything. Make some of them homemade biscuits, you know, and have biscuits and gravy. And a good supply of Yo Mama's spaghetti sauce. I would have never bought that at the store. I'm eating better now than I ever have. I got more eggs than God. Really, I had 2 dozen in there, and I found a sack in the bottom of my refrigerator yesterday. It had yet another dozen eggs that I'd forgotten about. I ate 2 of them. They're cool. They're cool. All right, and I got a real good supply of whiskey. And as a matter of fact, only essential services in Bell County are open. Hospitals, pharmacies, grocery stores, and liquor stores, of course. And if you don't, since a Quickie Mart is a grocery store, okay, and if I wanted cigarettes, but I didn't want to get out of the car or touch anybody or anything like that, I just run down to the local Mohammed. He's got a drawer that slides out of his store. You drive up, he gives you a carton of cigarettes, he takes your money, says, Allah bless you, and you drive away. See how easy that is? There's no reason to panic. And do not subscribe to insanity. This thing will pass. But now, we're not going to have any millennials left there. I they're all going to die. Okay, because I've observed two things in the last 24 hours that, frankly, were funny. One was everybody congregating on the beach for spring break. Okay, the Last Supper. Okay, all sitting out there hugging and swimming and swapping spit and everything. Well, they're going to die. As simple as that. But we didn't need them anyway. The other thing is I saw another set of millennials, and they had a sucker, and they were all lined up in a line, and one of them took a big lick on the sucker, and they pass it to the other one, take a big lick on the sucker, pass it and take another big lick on the sucker. Well, like I said, we didn't need them anyway. We're going to miss them. We're going to miss them. The Z generation is going to have to come along and take up the slack. These are the things you don't want to let bother you. All right, I haven't contacted another human being in 9 days. I haven't just been quarantined or sheltered in place. I haven't, except one time through the glass of my front door, when a friend of mine came and asked me, anything you need, let me know and I'll drop it on your porch. He didn't want me to open the door, and I didn't want to open it. Okay, I haven't had human contact in that long. If you'll notice, I'm not short of breath. My dog's not short of breath either. My dog keeps telling me that dogs can't catch it, but I'm not. If she's wondering who let the dogs out, well, I'll let her ass out, But that's the message here. Now look up there. In conclusion, look up there and call that number tonight, and call up and listen to Kiler Davenport, me, and John Leckrone, and whatever guest happens to come on. And you're not going to hear a bunch of conspiracy stuff. Kiler is right in the smack dab middle of the Washington outbreak. John travels from Tennessee to Kentucky all the time, and he's seen whatever is really going on. And I'm in Killeen, Texas. Well, our outbreak here has been moderate. We've got I think 5 cases here, maybe seven. And rumors. I was on the radio with Kiler last night, and the whole time I was on the radio, I was getting these flashes on my phone. 4 soldiers at Fort Hood have died. There was a riot in East Killeen. I didn't have time to check it out. I was too busy working with Kiler. This morning I remembered it, and I looked. No riot, no dead. In fact, no virus on Fort Hood that I could even find. Somebody said there was one, but I could not find any verification. It was a lie, folks. It was all a lie. But the one thing we are having to watch in Killeen, we were going to close down all the game rooms and bars locally, with a local ordinance real fast, and Governor Abbott beat us to it. So in the game rooms, all these local drug addicts that hung around the game rooms, pimps, prostitutes, all that, are suddenly in the street, and they depend on society to support their lifestyle. Well, meet society. We're not there no more, okay? And we need to have community patrols to keep anybody that's not in your neighborhood don't need to be there. Simple as that. If it's 9 o'clock at night and somebody's walking through your neighborhood and get stopped by a patrol, where do you live? Well, I live over on Gilmer Street. And what the hell are you doing over here? What are you doing? And then you either take the ass whooping or you get smart enough to walk out of the neighborhood. We can beat this. We can beat this. And then, when it's all over, you're going to see a whole new America. Welcome to Texas in 1880.